Hello, I'm Chrissie.
And I'm Caroline, and we're interior designers. More and more people are asking us about what we do and how we do it.
Which brings us to our new design adventure, the Design Duet. Join us as we discuss the ins and outs and the ups and downs of interior design. Hello, this is exciting. We have a special podcast for you, a little extra insight into Caroline's recent travels to Salone del Mobile in Milan. Caroline recently went there in April and she's going to give us an insight into it. Caroline, what exactly is Salone del Mobile?
It is a furniture fair. It's a furniture fair filled with amazing interior designers. There's also a lot of furniture and a lot of lighting. There's a lot of companies that just do fabrics. There's a lot of companies that do hard surfaces, but it's the best of the best. It's the best designs, the best architects, the best new products on the market, and all of them come to this one space.
From all around the world?
From all around the world.
And where is it held?
It's held in Milan, and it's held at, how am I going to explain it? It's like Jeff's Shed on steroids.
Right.
It's, probably I'm going to say to you 50 Jeff Sheds.
Oh.
There's pretty much a centre walkway, and to the left and to the right there's just sheds upon sheds upon sheds, and they're double story, and you go into a particular shed, and one day, for example, it's as over a period of 7 days, and one day, for example, you'll say, okay, today we're doing lighting.
And not in stilettos.
Not in stilettos, in runners. There is a lot of Italians in stilettos, I must say.
Really? Oh,
yes, very,
glam.
very well-dressed Italians and Europeans in stilettos. And you just go into that particular area and you go and look at all the people in the lighting world who've brought their wares over from Australia as well as from overseas, and they have their new and their best products on show. And you might have a VIP tour, which we did on a lot of these particular spaces, and you go through and they just are so proud and so happy to show you their new wares.
So it's held in Milan. Is it every year?
Yep, every year. Unfortunately, it hasn't been happening for quite a few years because of COVID.
The C word.
Exactly. But they're back to it. They're, back into work mode and creativity mode, and
fantastic.
It's just Milan is shut down. You can't get a hotel. You can't book into restaurants.
Did you sleep on the street?
No. I actually was so organised that I had a hotel room booked.
Oh, phew.
Thank you very much. So I actually went with a team of other designers, and there was one particular designer who organised it for us. And he did all the hard yards and he did all the footwork, and he has been over there, 6 months ago, and he's got connections there also. So he actually put it all together for this team. There was around 18 of us, and we all went together, and we could join him every day or we didn't have to go with him, but we all had our own agendas and, what we wanted to get out of it. And he knew a lot of what we wanted to get out of it. And so he collated it all so that we could get the best out of what we wanted.
So he made it easy for you.
Correct.
And why exactly did you go?
Well, it's been something that I've wanted to do for, 25 years, and honestly just never thought I'd get there.
Right.
And after COVID, I think a lot of people think like, well, why not? Why am I not doing this?
Yeah.
It's it's all about these new suppliers and these, new designers, up and coming people as well, and make connections and, and knowing that I can actually access what, I can access. Being here in Australia, often you don't feel like you can do that. But
was it a bit overwhelming, just the scale of it?
The scale was ginormous. So in 7 days, you could not have seen everything. And I didn't see everything. And I'll say to you, everyone who's with me didn't see everything. So
how did you combat that?
Well,
did you just focus on the things you needed to focus on?
Yeah,
Or?
so Andrew, who I went with, he had put together what we were going to see. So I knew exactly what we were going to look at. And so I did a little bit of research before I went as well. And, there's apps and there's also, websites that you can look at to see who's actually exhibiting.
Right.
So just make sure that you know in advance who's exhibiting. And then if there's exhibitors there or people, designers that you want to meet or, architectural firms you want to, be introduced to, whatever it may be.
Make sure you're organised.
Yeah, pop it on your bucket list and off you go. And it might be breaking away from the group to do that. But yeah, it absolutely was worth.
But you don't have to go in a group. You can go solo.
Absolutely. And in that time, we did have our own. We did have our own space to go and look and view and see and visit, whoever it may be. But yeah, like the products and the actual stands of these designers, next level.
Well, I think you said that they spend thousands upon thousands on each stand.
Yeah, like hundreds of thousands.
Really? Oh my
often.
God.
The level of the product, that it's next level. They're obviously going to be, rolling these products out.
Yeah.
So therefore they're showing us the best of the best.
Which will come to Australia in, say, a year.
Yeah, so a lot of the products there, believe it or not, we actually have access to, and we don't even know it. So that, again, looking at websites, fantastic because you know what's up and coming, and so therefore you can say to our representative here in Australia, when is that going to arrive here? And there's a lot of companies that aren't going to say, yeah, it's going to get here in a year, which used to be the case for us. No, if you want it, you can order it.
Right.
And it will be here in a month's time. So knowing lead times, that helped us, understand, there was a lot of Australian representatives from the companies we use here.
Right. Incredible. So what was the most exciting product you saw?
Oh, you can't ask me that.
Just come on, there'll be one. There'll be something in your mind that stands out.
Okay. Well, I love Tom Dixon.
Oh, don't I know it?
I love his product. I love his furniture, but mostly I love his lighting. And on every job, I probably try and get a piece of Tom Dixon in there.
What was so good about Tom Dixon's stand?
It was fascinating. It was alive. It had a buzz. It was one of those ones you could not be photographed in. It was just stood out like nobody's business. It was, it was
how big was it?
uplifting. I'm going to say to you, like a car showroom.
Right.
As big as a car showroom.
And it was like a party or something?
No, he just had, but he had, there would have been music playing, and often people have DJs.
Right.
You could get a drink there. You could get a coffee there. You could get some food.
Drink
or
a coffee.
But all.
Which one are you choosing?
Yeah. But nearly at all of these stands, that was all accessible. So in his, he almost did like little areas. So it almost looked like a little room and you could sit in that area.
Wow.
Yeah. So you could be photographed in that area. You could sit on a chair, one of his chairs with, 20 lights around you. And, one's got a yellow light, one's the blue one, one's glass, one's, might be perspex that you're sitting on, might be your cork that you're sitting on. But he had all facets of what he does and what he loves and enjoys on his stand.
And was he there? Was he there?
He was at the fair, yes.
So do the designers of these stalls, are they there moving around?
Yeah, so he was absolutely at the fair. I don't know how many days he went to the fair, but he actually had a cocktail party. And so we were invited to that cocktail party.
Of course.
So that was so exciting. So, of course, he was walking past me. So I interrupted him and said, thank you very much for having us. And I introduced him to a friend and we had a conversation. And the conversation was, how are you enjoying Milan? And have you enjoyed the fair? And have you been to my stand? And what did you see that was exciting and new? So all those questions, and I answered them. And, yeah, it was just fantastic to meet him.
So what was the best party?
Tom Dixon's party, of course.
Oh.
It was fabulous. And I did go to another one, which was Jessie, which is the products tapware. Yeah. And they had an awesome party. And I'm pretty sure they did it at this nightclub every night.
Wow.
And he himself was there. And at one stage we saw him standing on a balcony And he was just looking down at all his staff members and I'm sure his clients like us enjoying a party at his expense.
Incredible. So it sounds very inspirational. What have you taken from it? What's the inspiration you've taken from the Salone del Mobile?
I have taken from that we over here in Australia, we actually do design well here.
We are rated.
We're rated. Over there, as I said, we had representatives. So all the suppliers and companies that we use to buy products from, they are well represented here in Australia. And over there, it was just a showcase of, what's to come here. So I'm inspired by, what's coming up and, the look and, the feel of product and also just being able, if there was a designer there and they would talked about their product, it was fantastic to hear the inspiration behind.
And was there a lot of new product that was sustainable?
Absolutely. So a lot of people talk about that and even, the old school designers now, have a team often, a team of people in their company, within their company, and making sure that they are doing it right and they are doing it correctly. And, sustainability is talked about, probably on every second stand that we would have been at.
Okay. And your favourite location? You went to a few.
Yeah. So, well, in there's, as I said, you can't go to the fair, or you can go to the fair every day, but you couldn't see everything, even if you tried to do it in the 7 days. But there also was other places that we went to. So we went to another very famous design area called Brera, and that's where there's a lot of furniture and fabric houses. So we went and saw those companies as well. So that was fantastic. We also saw, and had a VIP tour of Edra, which is amazing, incredible, gorgeous furniture, which was in a beautiful old, I'm going to say to you, chateau and or palace in the middle of Milan, and that was incredible. And we also went on our last day to Villa Nucci, and that is where they filmed the House of Gucci, and in the middle of Milan. So
were they the pool photos you were showing me?
They were the pool photos. So in the House of Gucci, you will see that pool featured, and 4 beautiful yellow and white striped umbrellas sitting there out beside the pool. But it was just awesome walking through there and seeing room by room and visualising what you'd seen in the movie. I watched it on the way home on the plane.
Of course you did.
So to make sure that I could remember everything that I had seen and that I'd photographed and what was in the actual movie.
And I think you said that was sort of like in the middle of the city.
Yeah, it's in the middle of the city. So
you think it's sort of out in the country?
Yeah, it looks like it's out in the country, but it's like the garden's extraordinary, and they've just got these beautiful high fences, and it's like a gallery. Like, so people go on tours and have a look at it every day.
It sounds like it wasn't for the faint-hearted though. Like you needed to have stamina.
You need to have stamina. Like we were averaging 6 hours sleep a night, and that was not because we were partying. It was because
sure,
a bit of partying, but mainly because you're up, with the birds in the morning, have your brekkie, and off you go and hit the ground running.
And it's busy, like you're walking a lot,
talking a lot.
Was it hard to get transport?
Well, we just got the Met.
Right.
So we were on trains every day. So
and that's a good system over there.
Absolutely. You can't get around really in a car. People do, but unless you're leaving Milan, you wouldn't be driving into Milan because probably wouldn't be able to park anyway.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. And one final word on it? Anything for a designer or an interested person who might be going next year?
Go.
Just go.
Go. Don't hesitate. Just go. It's just worth every minute. And as tired as I was when I got back, it was absolutely worth every second I was there.
She's still buzzing, people. Okay, thank you. We hope you enjoyed that little special. I certainly did. Take care, everyone. We'll speak soon. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Thanks for listening. We hope you enjoyed today's show. If you'd like to get in touch, email us on thedesignduet@gmail.com or DM us on our Instagram page, The Design Duet.